I recently reviewed a pair of gaming headphones that are quite budget, about £20. This one is by another company and it's actually even cheaper. It's £18, so it's a couple quid cheaper, but it has some features that the others don't, such as an LED light, and it looks really nice, and I'll show it to you with the light on in a little bit. It has a braided cable, which the others don't, and the others had 40mm drivers or speakers in the cups. This has 50mm, and generally speaking 50mm is better for gaming because you normally get a bit more bass, a bit more boom with the sound, so things like explosions will sound a little bit richer, a bit more realistic. So these actually have better specs. Now I will say, listening to them in a game such as Arma 3 with explosions, things like that going on, they do sound pretty much even. But even if the sound quality is exactly the same, this actually has a few little bells and whistles such as LEDs, which the others don't. So definitely check out both reviews. If you're watching this on YouTube, have a look at my channel and look at the one I reviewed recently for the other lot, and you can compare them yourself. But if you've seen the other review, just to let you know, how they compare is they are a similar price range, but these have LED lights that turn on, a braided cable so it shouldn't get tangled, and 50mm drivers, which are bigger instead of the smaller 44mm like in the others, which generally speaking should be better. Of course, it depends upon the quality of the product, so you can get ones that are 50 but sound worse than 40, etc. You know what I'm saying. But anyway, let's get on with it. I'll tell you the specs, and I'll show it to you, and I'll show it to you turned on so you can see the LED lights, and then I'll give you my opinion on them at the end. Right, these are orange and black, and the LEDs are black. You can also get them in black and blue with blue LEDs, or red and black with red LEDs, which look really nice, or you can get them in white and pink with pink LEDs. Now, I'd like to tell you, normally if I was getting headphones, I think red really suits gaming. I think a lot of gamers like red. My favourite colour is either blue or purple. It depends upon which side of the bed I get up on. So normally I would personally, if I was getting a product for myself, get blue, or if I was getting it for my brother, say, I'd get red. But these, I'm actually glad they sent orange because they actually look really nice. Orange is not a colour I'd normally go for personally, but when these are turned on, the orange almost looks like fire embers or lava. It looks really fiery, and it looks really nice, orange LEDs in this. It looks really sharp. Okay, it's a Kotion Each Pro gaming headset. I think I said that company name right, and its model is G2000. Now, before I just go over the specs, there is one other difference I'd like to mention between this and the other ones I recently reviewed, and that is the microphone on these are not detachable and they don't bend. They're not rubbery and bendy. The other headphones, the microphone will detach and you can swap them over, replace them if you need to, and they bend really rubbery and they sort of bend to a different angle that you want them. These don't do that, and I think it's probably because it has an LED light in the tip of the microphone, so that's probably why they're not detachable, and I don't think it really matters. It just depends upon the person you are, because if you're used to headphones which have detachable microphones are really bendy and flexible, then that might be a bit of an issue for you. However, I don't find it an issue, and in fact I find it actually quite convenient that they just flip up out of the way, and then when you want to use it, it flips down, and they aren't detachable, and it just sort of bends down, just sort of folds down in the right position for you. So it's not a big deal. I think it's just personal preference, but that is something to bear in mind in case you're used to using detachable microphones. These are solid plastic and are not detachable, but they do have a nice little LED in the tip. There's a button for on and off of the microphone. There's LED lighting, which it's on and off, and it is by USB. So these are 3.5mm headphones, so they plug into those little classic round ports on your PC or your Mac or whatever. Now, something I'd like to point out, basically it has, I'll show you in a minute, but it has two prongs, two ends. One goes into your microphone port and the other goes into your headphone port on your PC using 3.5mm little plugs. Now, if you are using something such as a mobile phone, a tablet, a Mac, like a MacBook Pro or an iMac, or you want to plug these into the controller on a PS4, you will need a little adapter that has two little holes, and you plug the microphone and headphone cables into that, then it has a single end to go into the single ends that are on Macs and PS4s, because Macs and PS4s use this dual kind of port. It's a port where it's just one 3.5mm hole, and that works for both microphone and headphones instead of having them separate, but these have the ends separate. So you will need an adapter to use it on products like that, which is not included, unfortunately. In the other headphones I reviewed, the adapter is included free, but they shouldn't cost much, and you might already own a pair. But if you don't own a adapter for microphone and headphone 3.5mm to single port adapter, then that is something to consider. You will need to get that yourself. Unfortunately, that is the only thing I've noticed really with these, is that the other ones have a single end, so you can just use it in things like smartphones, PS4s on its own. And then it has an adapter, so you can actually use it on things that use a double end, such as a PC as well. Like I say, check out that review if you want to really see what I mean. I think I'm explaining that okay. It has 50mm audio drivers. It has a bigger size speakers. It has sensitivity of 108 decibels. Frequency is 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz to 20 hertz, and that is standard on most headphones. Most headphones are 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Microphone sensitivity is minus 38 decibels. This microphone directivity is all directions. I'm not sure if all directivity is the same as being omnidirectional or not, because the other pair call themselves omnidirectional, which is what a lot of microphones call themselves. This is described a little differently. Its cable length is 2.1 meters, so it has a 2.1 meter cable, decent length. It's fine for me, at least. How I've used them before reviewing this to try them out, it's been no problem going from my brother's tower gaming PC to where I need it, so it seems to be a good enough length. LED operating voltage is DC 5V, and its headphone interface is USB plus 3.5mm stereo plugs. Now, you don't have to use the USB. These are not just USB headphones. The USB is simply to power the lights. You can use this in something that doesn't have USB, just without the light function. So if you need to plug these into something that has 3.5mm audio jack, but it doesn't have any USB ports, that's fine. You can still use these as a headset, just without the light functionality. They do also have inline control for doing the volume, things like that, and I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, here's the inline control. Basically, it's built into the cable. All there really is this little knob, which is just to turn the volume up and down. Then on the side is a sort of rocker thing. You push one direction to use the microphone and the other direction to mute the microphone. That's about it. Pretty standard little cable inline controls. Now this is its interface. You have a pink 3.5mm end and a green end, and then a USB. The USB, like I said, you don't have to use it. It's simply to power lights. If you don't want the light functionality, or your device doesn't have a USB port, then you can just leave it unplugged. One of the coloured ends go into the microphone port on your PC, and the other goes into your headphone port on your PC. I'm sure you know the type of ends that these are. If you are using a device such as a MacBook Pro, an iMac, or a PS4 that only has one end with microphone and headphone functionality built into one port, you will need an adapter. And basically, if you have an adapter, these two ends go into the two ends on one side of the little cable, and then the other end of the cable just has one of these that go into your thing like your smartphone or whatever it is, or your PS4. It's not included with this, one of those adapters, like it is with the other headphones I reviewed, but they are cheap. Probably only cost £1 or something. They've got to be really cheap if you need them, and if you don't, then that's fine. That's the only thing I don't really like about these, is the other headphones I reviewed had a single end, just one of those 3.5mm ends on the cable. Then, if you needed, you could get an adapter where you plug the single end into the single end on the adapter, then there's two ends on the other if you need to use it on a PC. But then if you use it on most devices such as a smartphone or PS4, then you didn't need to use it, but it was included in case you did. This has it the other way around, and there is no adapter. Okay, hope you can see these well enough. It's hard to sort of focus and get a right angle with a broken tripod, but here they are. There they are with the lights on glowing. I don't know if the camera's going to do the lights justice because it does look very orange and fiery. From the little display that I'm looking at on my camera, the 3-inch display, it does look a bit yellow, but it is orange. Now if we turn them around, you can see there is the microphone which comes down. And you can fold it down like that. And the microphone tip, as you can see, does have orange lit light as well, which is pretty cool. And then you can fold it back up if you're not using it. Has a logo on the side. They do slide out to expand the band for bigger head sizes. Doesn't slide up a huge amount, that's about as far as it goes. But I haven't needed to use it. I've tried it on people with heads that are probably about small to large, to be honest, small, medium, and large, and they've never really needed to expand much, so it should be fine. The cable, as you can see, is not detachable if you need to replace it. It is permanent cable. Looks very nice, very, very sharp, especially those lights, with the lights even on the tip of the microphone. That is really cool. Looks very nice. Nice padding, very soft, very comfortable, very lightweight. Very nice pair of headphones for under £20. Very soft padding there. They aren't detachable either, the pads. And then very soft up here. Okay, so I hope I actually did those justice, considering I have a broken photography tripod at the moment. It's very awkward to get good angles and to try to sort of get it where I can show it properly and keep focusing at the same time. In case I didn't really do it justice, it is actually a beautiful pair of headphones for under £20. It's only £18, has 50mm audio drivers, braided cable, a microphone that lights up, as well as the rest of it with beautiful orange LEDs. So for less than you're paying for some other headphones, you're actually getting a few more features like bigger drivers, LEDs, braided cable, and you might pay more and not get those things. So you're getting a lot. It does look really nice, especially when it's lit up. It looks nice even without the lights on, but with those glowing orange lights, with the shiny black shell and the orange padding, it looks really, really sharp. Very, very nice. In fact, I think they look a little bit more expensive than they actually are. Beautiful pair of headphones, good sound quality, especially if you're on PC and you're using a third-party program called Razer. There's a program by Razer called Razer Snaps, I think it's called, which does virtual surround sound in regular stereo headphones, and these are just stereo, not surround. And that actually works really well. I've tested them in a game called Arma 3, and it sounded very surround, like a helicopter flying, sounded like it's flying all around you. So these can actually, if you use the right software, if you're using this on the PC, you can actually make them sound a lot like a surround sound pair of headphones. Really good quality. Very impressed. I was impressed with the other ones, but these are like the other ones, really good for the price, but they have a few more bells and whistles. The only thing I think would be nice if it had come with an adapter. So if you're using this in a product such as a smartphone which only has one hole, you can use the adapter. Again, it's not expensive, it isn't a big issue, and you may already own one, but I think that could have been included in the box like it was with the others. So I highly recommend these. Great pair of headphones for £18, really good priced headphones. Please like and comment on my video, and if you could do me a huge favour and subscribe to my YouTube channel, as it just takes a few seconds and will help me out a lot. Also, if you're watching this video as a review on Amazon, on the Amazon product page, please hit the button that says that this review was helpful to you or useful. Thanks for watching.